All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, call line now with Yahweh by Shim Yahushai by Shim Harakwadash. I want to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who we want to teach well, and a hearty shalom to the elect. All right, the Lord's going to make a speedy riddance of all the people that's in his land, man. All right, and wherever else the Lord wants to destroy people. I just know here in America is going to be the bulk of the destruction that the Lord is going to bring about. All right, if you look at what's going on in the news, there's a lot of stuff going on. All right, you got all this Trump tariff stuff going on between him and China. You got people possibly being hungry because there's not any food or products that feed people coming in from overseas, especially in the regards to China. Um, excuse me. You got Pakistan and India. They might be jumping off, and there might be some heavy combat going on between those two nations. Okay, and then you got China, Saudi Arabia, um, possibly Turkey backing up Pakistan. Who knows? We'll see how that goes. But the Lord is bringing war within the confines of the world, man. Okay, and these are things that we need to see happening before the Lord's return. Okay, so this is Matthew chapter 24 and verse I'm gonna start at 1. And Yahushua went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him from forth to show him the buildings of the temple. And Yahushua said unto them, see ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not one be left here, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And he said, upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, what shall these things be? What shall be the signs of thy coming and the end of the world? We are at the end of this place, man. Every day is another day closer to the end of this place. And the Wadi Habashim Shot. Because I'm tired of waking up going to work. I'm tired of dealing with all this little bullshit of life, man. Okay? This is not really life, all right? All right, this is not life. We are living death daily. Okay, all right. What I mean by that is we poisonous foods, the air is poisonous, the information that we receive is poisonous, the things that we spend our money on, all right, are poisonous. All right, it's poison in our households, it's poison in our minds, it's poison in our bodies. Everything around here is death. Okay, that's why we need the Lord to hurry and come. Okay. Verse 4, it says, and Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. All right, don't be deceived, all right, by listening to these other Israelite groups that tell you, hey, the MOTB is not what the apostles and elders of Great Millstone set forth through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shema Shai told us that it is, which is the MOTB, okay, which is the RFID microchip, okay, which is going to bring a mass death upon this place for those individuals that take it, you know. So we, as Israelite men, women, and children, all right, we know to stay away from that because we've gotten warnings from the apostles and elders, right? And then warnings from the other brothers that's teaching the same like doctrine about staying away from that MOTB, because that's what it is, right? It says here, but other Israelite groups will deceive you into taking that, right? But nonetheless, it says, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. And there you can just look up, you know, videos of people saying that they're the Lord. I remember some time ago, and there was this in Africa, there was somebody saying that they were the Lord. I remember in some church video that, you know, they made this one guy fly with strings and stuff like that. It's just all type of, you know, crazy nonsense that's going on in the world that will have you easily deceived, okay? But on top of that, you should think like this: the Lord, when he comes, he's not going to come to tell people that he's the Lord. He already came down here and did that. When he comes, he's going to be telling people their judgment based on judging them, okay? What I mean by telling people they judgment, he's going to be fucking their ass up, man, okay? All right, it says here, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. So wars and rumors of wars we hearing about. I just mentioned Pakistan and India, right? Of course you got Ukraine and Russia, all right? You got great greatly potentially coming into the future. America versus Russia, America versus China, South Korea, North Korea, and all these other nations, man. They're going to turn against America. All these things are coming here soon, man. Okay. It says verse 7, it says, for nation shall rise against nation and kingdom against kingdom. Here in America, right, you have small squabbles of Jake and Esau, right? Whether it's a Edomite man and a Jake woman, because I seen a little video earlier where this Edomite man rode up on this Jake lady, and she rode down her car, and the Edomite man started hitting her, right? That's nation against nation. Then you got, just recently, Jake kid got shot by the police, and the cop, a cop, I'm not sure if it was the same, but a cop got ran over by the father of the kid that got killed, you know. And of course, you know, Jake out there doing wicked shit, stealing cars. So they in the eyes of the law, right, whatever this law is that Esau runs the world by, they said that he pointed a gun at him, so they shot him. But who knows how that situation went on? Only the Lord knows. But ultimately, that's judgment from the Lord for that man, for that kid that was out there car stealing, and then for that cop that got ran over, you know. Um, and then it says here, then there should be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. There was an earthquake 2 days ago over here in West Texas. And then over the weekend, there was I believe it was a 7 point something magnitude or a 5 point something magnitude earthquake, possibly in South America. I can't remember where. But things that you see that's coming down the pipeline via the news, via the things that Yahweh Shema Shai is doing. All right, you can see that we are in the end times, man. All right, you can see that time and time, as time goes by. All right, the Lord is bringing down this place, and you know we are supposed to pray that the Lord brings it down quicker. You know, like they did in the book of Exodus, they prayed for the Lord. They cried unto the Lord, and the Lord acknowledged them. You know, that's what we need to be doing here, man. We need to be crying to the Lord, right? This is Isaiah 62:6. I have set watchmen upon thy walls, O Jerusalem, which shall never hold their peace day nor night. And ye that make mention of Yahweh, keep not silent. So those true believers in the Lord, hey, keep crying and calling on the names of Yahweh Shema Shai for all the wickedness that's going on around about us, all right? It says here, and give him no rest till he establish until he make Jerusalem a praise in the earth. All right. And we got some praying and crying and shouting to do unto the Lord. All right. Um we need Yahweh Shema Shai, man. We need the Lord and the Son. Because without the Lord and the Son, we subject to this bullshit that's here on this earth, man. All right. um what the rest of Isaiah 63 says. But let me keep going. Uh Let me see what Isaiah 19:2 says. But this place, we got to get out of here, man. So we got to pray for fewer days. I'm gonna read. This is Isaiah 19:1. It says, "The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord Yahweh, which is His name, all right, rideth upon a swift cloud, and shall come into Egypt, and the idols of Egypt shall be moved at His presence, and the heart of the Egyptians, and the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it." All right, that's what the Lord's going to cause to happen when He returns, man. These idols that the Lord's probably just from His presence, or, you know, through His power, as He pulls up, He can shatter every idol god thing that's set up out here in this world, man. Okay. Um, it says here, and I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. Verse 3 says, and the spirit of Egypt shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to idols, and to the charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits, and to wizards, and to the Egyptians will I give over to the hand of the cruel Lord, and to the fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord of hosts. All right, and the waters shall fell from the sea, and the river shall be wasted and dried up. All right, if we don't have, there's no circulation of water here throughout America. All right, guess what? The sewage is going to be backed up. That's going to cause diseases and pestilence, things of that nature. You know. All right, let me go back to Matthew, and this is Matthew 24:8. It says, "And all these are the beginning of sorrows." All right, so the beginning of sorrows is what you see: earthquakes, pestilences, famines. All right, famines is going to come from the lack of farmers being able to produce and stock stores with their stuff, because guess what's happening? Those people that's working in farm jobs, 9 times out of 10, they're getting deported, right? Um, Let me go here to Zechariah, because that's where this lesson stemmed from. Because the Lord, He gonna come do some justice to this place, man. I want to get the hell up out of here sooner rather than later. And I said Zechariah meant Zephaniah. I always get them too confused. This is Zephaniah chapter 1 and verse 14. It says, "The great day of Yahweh is near; it is near, and hasteneth greatly. And even the voice of the day of Yahweh, the mighty men shall cry there bitterly." You got, all these gang members. You got all these tough military men. All right, all these men are gonna cry, scream, holler, and be bitches basically when the Lord returns, man. Okay. It says in 2 Ezra 13, it says the Lord, they were scared to fight, but the Lord put the spirit on them to fight, and He destroyed them. That's what our power is coming to do, to destroy our enemies, man. All right, and even our enemies within the nation of Israel, man. The Lord's going to destroy them. It says here, verse 15, it says, "The day is a day of wrath and of a day of trouble and distress, a day of wasteness and desolation, a day of darkness and gloominess, a day of clouds and thick darkness." So the day of the Lord is not a good day, man. All right, it's not gonna be a good day for anybody. All right, but the elect. Okay, it says here, a day of trumpet, a day of alarm, and alarm against the fenced cities, against the high towers. "And I will bring distress upon men, and they shall walk like blind men, because they have sinned against Yahweh, and their blood shall be poured out as dust, and their flesh as the dung. Neither shall their silver nor their gold be able to deliver them in the day of Yahweh's wrath, but the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of His jealousy." So that fire is going to come from thermonuclear missiles. That fire is going to come from those laser beams from the chariots, man. All right. It's going to be crazy out here, man. And you're going to want to be in the protection of Yahweh Shem Al Shai. And the only way you're going to be up in that is to be selected to be up in that first and foremost, okay? Predestined to be up in that first and foremost, because who knows? We don't know. I don't know if I'm going to be protected. I hope me and my family will be protected. I hope the brothers and their families will be protected, but we don't know. It says here, neither their silver nor their gold shall be able to deliver them in the day of Yahweh's wrath. Because guess who created the resources that us as humans have? The Lord. So why would you give Him something that He's going to take over and give to His people anyway? It's not going to save you. All right. It says here, "But the whole land shall be devoured by the fire of His jealousy, for He shall make even a speedy riddance of all them that dwell in the land." All right. And that word for riddance, in the footnotes of my Bible, it says end. So the Lord's going to make a speedy end of all them that dwell here in this land of America, man. You can read Isaiah the 34th chapter. You can read Revelation the 18th chapter. You can read Isaiah, the 34th chapter, about how the Lord's going to destroy this place wholly, man. And then, let me get this. And then it says speedy riddance, because we know that the Lord is dealing with the divine time and we're dealing with human time. So the Lord's time is going to be different from ours. This is 2 Peter. All right, chapter 3 and verse I'm gonna start at verse 7. It says, "But the heavens and earth, which are now, the ones that we are living in, all right, by the same word are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. But beloved, be not ignorant of this one thing, that one day is with the Lord as 1,000 years, and 1,000 years as one day. All right, so the Lord is living in divine time. All right, one day, 1,000 years to us is one day for the Lord, and vice versa. Okay, all right. So when the scriptures say, hey, you know, in 1 hour, Babylon is going to be destroyed, it's going to be quick. All right, it's going to be quick, especially when the Lord is moving in on His time. All right, it's going to be quick. But we got a lot to look forward to, good and bad, okay? Because we still are subject to judgment from Yahweh Shema Shai, but Lord will, our judgment will be deliverance and salvation, you know? But nonetheless, all right, the Lord's gonna come make a speedy riddance of this place. He's gonna come quickly, all right, as it says in Revelations 21. This is Revelations 21 and 12. It says, and behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me to give every man according as his work shall be. So you get what you put in, right? Good or bad, you get what you put in. The Lord is coming back quickly. All right, He's coming back quickly. He's coming back quickly to make a speedy riddance. All right, to put an end to this place, to put an end to wickedness. All right, to put an end to lawlessness, or put an end to this so-called white man's world, his reign. Lord will use edifying to the next time. Shalom.